It was the largest and bloodiest battle America fought in during World War II. Nearly 90,000 U.S. troops were either wounded, killed, or captured in the Battle of the Bulge.
One of those prisoners of war is still alive, and he's from the state of North Dakota. KX News reporter Robert Sir has the incredible story of Morris Bonnemeyer, the only known North Dakota POW still alive who fought in the Battle of the Bulge, in tonight's Veterans Voices.
2 Purple Hearts, 2 Bronze Stars, 3 Battle Stars, a Combat Infantry Badge, and a POW Medal. It's an impressive list for 94-year-old Army Corporal Morris Bonnemeyer, who calls himself the luckiest man on the planet. His story begins over 7 decades ago when a 19-year-old boy from Gackle decided to join the Army.
I had him draft me right away, and I was sent to Camp Roberts, California, taking infantry basic training.
Things got off to a bumpy start right away when a nearby ship, also transporting troops from America, was shot by a torpedo and burned as they were en route to Scotland.
They said, "Everybody on the port side and watch for a torpedo." Well, geez, we went up, and here you could see behind us, I suppose it was a couple miles of ship, you could see the fire and smoke, you know.
Morris would then find himself headed for the Western Front and the border of Germany, France, and Luxembourg. What he and the rest of the Americans didn't know was that 250,000 German troops were quietly on their way too.
Our intelligence was very bad. An infantry division has about 15,000. In my division, 80% were either killed or captured.
And when Germany launched their attack, the Americans, including Morris, were completely caught off guard. He tells me the Germans came at them like cattle, running wild all over the place.
They were these young SS kids. They were just like they were crazy. They didn't even wear helmets, just caps with skull and crossbone. And they were crazy. They were just, weather wasn't awful cold, but there was a snow on the ground. You never saw so much blood and bodies laying around. It was unbelievable.
One cold December night, he and his buddy Al were hiding in a foxhole when several German patrol officers got within a whisper of them.
And they stopped and they were talking. And here, me and Al, we were 6 feet away from them. And what could we do? You know, just hoping they didn't. It was pitch dark, you know, so they didn't. But oh, what a scary that was.
December 17th, 1944, at the age of 19, Morris would be taken prisoner. He and the rest of the prisoners would be lined up to be shot when something extraordinary happened. A young German soldier stopped a fellow soldier from shooting Morris and his buddies.
This idiot SS kid that was on this one machine gun on top of one of our, he was mowing the whole town and he wouldn't let him. But I know that's what they had in mind when they got enough of us there to just wipe us out.
He would spend his 20th birthday in a train car bound for a POW camp in Nuremberg. He still has his German-issued POW dog tags. While there, he was given numerous jobs. Some were easy, like milking cows. Others dreadful, like digging graves for those who died.
One thing I'll never forget, they had us picking up the dead Germans, and they had a shed there where we had to stack them up about 4 high along the wall of the shed outside. But we couldn't touch them there. We had to leave our troops, and boy, they were all low. There was blood. Oh, Jesus. Blood and dead people.
His parents would be notified of his capture in early January. He would spend nearly 5 months as a POW, constantly dealing with bombing raids from the Americans and the Royal Air Force all around his camp.
The Americans bombed during the day and the RAF bombed at night. Well, our prison camp in Nuremberg was on the outskirts of Nuremberg. And that night, the RAF came over, and boy, you've never seen such a 4th of July. That sky was just blazing. They bombed for I don't know how many hours.
When Morris was finally freed, he had lost over 60 pounds. He would spend nearly 2 months in a French military hospital before returning home, being discharged and returning to school. He would later become a dentist, opening an office in Fargo where he'd worked for over 30 years. He tells me going off to war allowed him to return to school under the GI Bill, where he would meet his wife, Mary Jean.
A nice little Italian girl from Wisconsin. What a wife. I've got 5 of the most fabulous children in the world.
Reporting for KX News, I'm Robert Sir.
Without a doubt.
Pretty lucky. Bonnemeyer also says he refuses to see any movies about war because he says no movie can accurately depict the true horrors of war.
Yeah, the North Dakota Department of Veterans Affairs says nearly 600 North Dakotans lost their lives in the Second World War.
And certainly on this Veterans Day, we want to say thank you to all who have served. Your service and dedication to our country will not be forgotten.
Well, stay with us. Still to come on KX News, how an area vet is finally able to fulfill a lifelong dream.
And cool today, right?
That's right.
Cooler tonight. What about the rest of our work week? Stick around. Weather's next.
Wake up with Tim, Alicia, Amber, Becky, and Aaron on Good Day.